The sections that were read were the ending of Desire moving through maps of matter, and selections from Body, which is in a singular, in a plural form. This is I. From among my race, I waft like perfume from a dying rose. I move, slow surge I spread, and like a bee I make my own honey. This life is cold, not even a wound, nothing but machinery crowding the fields of human breath. There is no day or night, only an endless thread of disconnected moments. The outside is no home for me, the inside confines me. Among my race I waft like perfume from a dying rose. I have no wish to name. I want to be exalted like light. I do not want to hold fast any longer. I want to run alongside the wind. If the cage ignites and time is a jungle, if jungle is a woman, if the sky undoes its buttons, I will heal from if and wish to say, rush out, sky, and find you another motherhood. Release your eyelashes from tears, surrender to another water. I am not a dream or an eye, no wisdom to me. My wisdom is that of the wind that bears the fruit that feeds my days, that my days have ships that carry the shores. But how to calm these ports that guard the waves? And you, sun, oh sun, what do you want from me? I seek what never meets me. In its name I plant myself a rose for the winds north, south, east, and west. I add height and depth, but how to find my way? My eyes look like pieces of bread, and my body descends toward an illness that has the sweetness of a woman's down. Love cannot chase me, and hatred cannot reach me, but how do I find direction? And what do you want from me, sun, oh sun? He erases his face. He discovers his face. Rapture advances, a temptation wears you in her first dawn. Time advances. Where do you chronicle life and how? Darkness advances. What tremor will spread you, woman, among my blood cells, so that I'll say, you are climate, turn and sphere. What aftershock? Light advances. It becomes night in my regions. I am torn and assembled. Time takes the shape of skin and escapes time. And your conquest befell me. My metamorphoses heaved toward you when you entered. Why did you take the burning fields even though my hands were the first fire? And why, every night, did I carry the softness of your breast to another night? Enter, woman, with dirt on your knees, the dirt of the road that leads to you, to mountains and the cypresses of the mountainsides and the larches of the valleys. I say, we shall meet, separate, and I will gather my regions, bitter apples that scatter like salt on tables of licentiousness. You are the sweetest, and I offer you the first taste of me. Enter, we meet, separate. Separation is not a wing, and meeting is not a shadow. I hide among the features of my face. You hide between your breasts. Mix us together, mountainsides. A body bolting out, a body taming. Draw us. The book of letters is now complete. The suitcases of migration are now open. Your body is a loss I heave behind, and you are the books of my departure. I take you, a land I do not know, hills and valleys covered with the herbs of seeking, mysterious stretches, and I take you, standing, sitting, lying, none but you convinces me. I take you in my sighs, in waking, in sleep, in the states between, and in what time promises me. I take you, fold by fold, and I open my entries to you. I stretch within you, and do not reach. I circle and do not reach. I stretch like wire. I thread myself into yarn. I rove your expanses and do not reach. You are beyond distances, beyond victories. You are where and if and what and how and when, and you are not you. Lie on my body, woman, and plant yourself, cell by cell, branch by branch, vein to vein. Let thousands of lips bloom from you, thousands of teeth. Let them be unknown. Let them correspond to the measure of our love. This, while a limb is stupefied, a limb abducted, and in the folds of your hips and thighs, a trickle covers you and covers me, and whose light goes out with each stroke. I would have hung your image by then, next to all the images, and revelation would have reached me, and I would have said, this is our last meeting. Who are you? I am your question, and you are not my answer. I knew you with my longing. I tied it to you and welded you with my being. Ali, Adonis, so that your body moves wisely, so that I move with it and what is above it, below it and in between, so that I surround you and break any barriers that separate you from me. I read the books of your priests. I grew into your origins. I tasted their creatures and personified them in my delusions, so that you become the dot and I become the script and shape, so that you become from and what follows it, about and what it possesses, where words cannot contain me, where only imaginings and symbols can contain me. I did not intend you. I am not your sea. I am not the swans you wait for. I have nothing but limbs that get lost in a fever whose outer reaches I have yet to discover. After I discovered you, I spread my wings on leaves and invited you. I said, death is an old man. How can he still chase us? I said, my body is north and time is south. How could they ever meet? For you are all that is before me and that cannot grow old. For you are the eternity of the directions that remain in my limbs. For you, my eyes of insomnia and my sleep of despair. For your sake, I have equated desert and sea, eye and thorn. For you, I have plucked meaning from crowds of words and named him image. And in honor of your names, which I sent down by decree, I told the alphabet that I longed for you and craved you, and for you I have changed and convinced my years to be the ember of change, and for you I have bestowed errors to fire and convinced the body to become the glory of all adjectives. I devour you cell by cell, and you do not sate me. I contain you heartbeat by heartbeat, and there is no comfort from you. Neither jealousy separates you from me, nor hatred, only a feeling that has no name. And now that you are time and death, how can I retrieve you? The good road is not good for me, and my steps belong to no one. In each dot on my body is a false clue. A rib is not a lover, a sign that misleads the rose. A woman is not earth, so that I am forced to wear the sky. I make the triangle doubt its vertices, the circle doubt its radius. I make bread suspicious of salt. Will a fixed habit leap out of its orbit then? Am I a fish that hates water? It is older than stone, this muscle. It has crossed all rationale for stupor. It has discovered oceans of nonsense. With them, we followed the arc of a sunflower. We lived with them among the angels' grass. The road is made of limbs and motions. There is no difference between the moon and its shadow, the bird and its branch. And I see the sea through the forest skirts. Ice becomes king of water. The sun guarded me. The galaxy's circumference was my orbit. A ram's horn carries me. A bull's lips choose me. I witness how light becomes the body of thorn, how mud releases the moans of the sky, how truth erases me and delusion roots me. How do I cross the distances between them? There is always a distance between us. You, striking into the artery of distance, surrender to the wind that scatters space into bits, to space that walks with the feet of a child, to love that has become the exile of love.